Hi everybody, Grandma Biv here from Life with Grandma Biv, and welcome to my channel. Today is Mask Monday Ladies Days, and if you're not familiar with what that is, it's a whole group of us who do a mask on Monday of any kind. You never know what's going to be, and there's a little like a snake thing you can click on to see who are the others, but I think most of you all watch the same ladies that do it anyway. So today, it's Sunday actually. I always do mine on Sunday, but they're posted on Monday. Now I just got back home from flying from the East Coast at midnight last night, which is actually midnight here, but 3 in the morning to my body from in North Carolina. And while I was there, my face decided, because we were in several different places, different hotels, different places, different houses. It decided to protest. You can see, I get a little bit of like rosacea stuff comes out. So I'm going to give my face a break for a few weeks while it gets back to being home here. And I'm going to do a Tony Moly Nourishing Hand Mask, shea butter and banana. And then I'm also going to talk about my trip. So, there'll be a lot of yakking going on. So let's get this open, get it going, so then we can get going with the talking. Ooh, and it's pretty yellow. Yeah, I love hand and foot of these things. Ooh. Oh, it looks like my thumb is over this. Slide my hands in. Ooh. Now these things I can never, these little tab things, so I'm not going to bother with them. They stay on my hand anyway, so let's see. There's the thumb. So did you miss me while I was gone? I still had videos coming on because I had scheduled. Okay, this needs to go about 15 minutes. Is that right? 15 minutes. Tony Moly is such a fun company. Yeah, leave on for 20 minutes. Okay, so when this gets to 20, I'll start taking it off. So anyway, like I say, this is just a kind of a fun company. Now, they're a little more expensive than what you'd pay like in $1.25 tree. But every once in a while, it's nice to kind of treat myself. Okay, well, let's get started. Well, normally I do these little cards, don't I, when I do that? Let's see if I can get a hold of it with my glove on. It says, oh, a whole bunch of them. Put the rest of them back. Cute. It says, I am independent and know my worth. You can see how they spelled it. Indie panda. It was true. Maybe a lot of people don't really understand how nice you are. But that's their loss. What can you do, But you know your worth. And that's all that's really important. Is knowing and loving yourself. I want to talk. Okay, so let's get started. Now we left, we left on the 26th, which was also my daughter's birthday. And it was not eventful. We got to Seattle in plenty of time. To SeaTac Airport in plenty of time. Flew to Philadelphia because we were going to see my son and his family first. And they have a house in Philadelphia. They actually work and live in New York, but their house is in Philadelphia. It's a New York thing. So we got there late at night to the airport. So we had booked a hotel because we don't like to drive in the dark. And if you're familiar with Philadelphia or, Pennsylvania, so many of the roads are just little roads, and there's no lights. It's like you can just about fit 2 cars from especially to get to my son's place. So we decided we would stay in the hotel that night and then go pick up our rental car and drive up to his place Friday. And that's what we did. So while we were there, we had a great time. Didn't get to see both my grandkids because my grandson, the school he goes to in Connecticut, they were still having finals. Does that make sense? To the weekend, to Memorial Weekend. But I got to see my granddaughter, and those of you who watched my videos before I left, I was bringing a bunch of palettes and makeup and stuff for her to go through and pick out, which she did. So I was happy for that. We went out to dinner a couple of times. We mainly just kind of took it easy. They have a pool, but it didn't really get, well, it wasn't quite ready to use it because he just opens it around Memorial Weekend, and we was on it anyway. So we had fun sitting just out by the pool and talking, relaxing. We had bonfire. Rick went with me, and every once in a while, Rick would make a noise, but nobody ever really said much. Last year, I took the ass spray, and boy, that got a reaction. So we were there, like I say, for three days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So 4 days. And on that Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, we went back to Philadelphia Airport. And let me tell you, that Siri, she takes us the oddest ways. Like I said, we went through all kinds of back roads, but we ended up at his house. She and I don't get along. So we turned our car, got to the airport, in plenty of time. We were able to upgrade to an exit row, so we had plenty of leg room for us two tall people. And we flew down to Charlotte, North Carolina to see Bob's daughters, both daughters live there now, and families. So we stayed at a hotel there because it wasn't really a good situation for us to stay at their house right now. Have all kinds of stuff going on, So we stayed there for 4 days, and one of the days we went to this, what's it called, Lazy 5 Farm or something. You'll see a video on it. I tried to post it Saturday morning, and YouTube screwing up. Wouldn't post it. So I guess I'm going to have to do it totally all over again to get it to go. But it was one of those places that you, like a trek place. You stay in your car, you're given food for the animals, and you drive through, and they're all wanting food. Oh my God, we had a blast. When you watch that video, you'll have to excuse sometimes the language. Like one word came out of my mouth. And one of them scared me. But it was like 3.5 miles of driving. And there's just the four of us, just Bob's two daughters and Bob and I, and his grandson was in school that day. But like I said, oh my God, it was hysterical. Really enjoyed it. So you make sure that you watch that during the week. And of course, we ate out several places. Some places were good, some weren't. She's a vegan, so she made us 2 vegan dinners that were really good. I enjoyed them. Now, his other daughter and their mother just moved to North Carolina. See, Heather moved there in early January, so she's only been there a few months. But then his other daughter, who was working for several years in Africa, in Malawi, at a children's orphanage area, flew home in March, finished with her stint, and she and her mother decided they were going to move out to North Carolina also. So, we killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Got to see Bob's ex. And, I don't know, just kind of took it easy, drove around, checking out North Carolina. Wasn't a place that, nothing personal to anybody who lives there and loves it, but it just wasn't our kind of place. We don't like to go where, wouldn't want to live where it snows. I know they say they don't get a lot of snow, but they get hurricanes. And I know we just don't like the humidity. We just like it here in Washington. So on Saturday morning, oh, and our hotel there was really nice. It was a comfort suites. And they had several of them around there, but this is the only one that said it had a full breakfast. Their idea of full breakfast. What would it have been if it was just continental? Anyway, it only had 2 stars. So I'll take a chance. This place was great. It had it looked like it had all new carpet. It was a big room. It had a big couch, big TV, of course, the bed and everything. And the staff there were wonderful, very accommodating. I mean, one guy overheard me saying, "Oh, they don't have any juice." And I didn't know he worked there. I thought it was somebody background. So this other man comes out with a hands full of all these juices. "Do you need juice?" "Yeah." "Do you want some water?" He comes back with a big bottle of water for me. So like I said, they were very, very nice people. So if we go, well, not if, when we go visit them probably next year in the same time, we'll probably stay at the same hotel. So we needed to have our car back to the car place by 4 o'clock. And speaking of car, I mentioned going through that animal place. Bob took it to a car wash before we headed to the airport because it was just full of slobber and spit and all kinds of stuff. There was food all in the inside where they knocked the bulls around. So after we got the car all cleaned up, we went down, returned the car, got to the airport. Our flight was supposed to be 6:28. So we had several hours. I would rather have several hours to sit around. So, yeah, it's a nice airport. It's cleaner than January when we went through North Carolina airport. A lot of people, a lot of them. I was really surprised. We were like almost a week past the Memorial crunch. But I guess with it being Saturday, a lot of people were flying home. But one other issue, too, is so many flights were being canceled from different airlines. There was a lot of people sitting around trying to get flights to go back and, on other flights. So anyway, we sat there waiting, and they delayed it, but only to about, said 6:45, so not too late, So we get on the plane, and everything went fine. We were a little late leaving, so we landed in Seattle early. Well, there were no gates around. I mean, not around, but open. So they said, "Folks, we're going to go into this one holding area, and it's a secure zone, so that they'll have a truck that moves up to the side of the plane, and we get off and get on a bus, and they bus us over to the terminal." It's pouring out. I mean, it was pouring. So it took quite a while for this crazy stair thing. It ended up being ramps to get up. They had to keep backing up, pulling back in. And I was sitting right there where I could watch it all. So we finally got off, and we were worried it was going to be steps to go down in the rain, and just metal steps, like they used to. How was I going to get my suitcase down? But anyway, we get off, and it's just ramps, each level. Down, down, down. Get on the bus. We're all crammed into the bus. Not everybody, because it couldn't hold, that many people. So then we have a long drive over to where the terminal is. And they drop us off. And we have a long walk to where we need to go. Well, by then, of course, we need to go potty. So Bob and I found our restroom and got paperwork together to get our own car back. Went out, got the shuttle over to where our car is, got the car. And of course, we wanted to go home by ferry because the other option is to drive all the way around, which is a drag. And of course, he was so tired because it was late for us. So we thought we will get the 10:40 boat. So we get down there. Now, we can hardly see on the roads. You can't see the lines going on, the freeway and stuff to get back into Seattle. It's about 25 miles from the airport down to Seattle and where the ferry terminal is. So we get there, we get in line, Now, they've been working on rebuilding the whole ferry terminal for a couple of years now. So it's really kind of a mess, and everything's not how we're used to having it. But while we're sitting there, this aid cart comes zipping in, and one of the boats left, so we knew they weren't going for that boat. Well, why would they be leaving Seattle to go on a boat? Well, they didn't do that. They got out of the aid cart and went upstairs. Well, how, if the person's going to be on a stretcher, are they going to get them down that stretcher? But anyway, we didn't have to hang around to see it. So they finally let us on the boat. Now we're in the center part, so you can't really see what's around you. It's little areas, you can see little excerpts, right? Well, they made an announcement, but they always make announcements about security things, since all that other stuff happened many years ago. So we didn't pay that much attention. But as we're late getting out of the terminal, we thought, when is it going to go? Come on. It's like, wait a minute. It's at Bob says, it looks like a big cargo ship going across in front of us. And I said, well, it's long because I can see it kind of that way. Kept going. Wait a minute. There's the stadiums. The baseball and the football stadium. We were turning around. We just about pulled out. Turn around, slowly around. So we got, from the little cracks, we could see different parts of the city going by. What are they going to do? What the heck? Are we going pulling back in? I mean, why would they even pull out? We're going to have to pull right back in. Then they finally started moving. We were going across Puget Sound backwards. So apparently that first announcement must have been why, or what was going to be happening. Of course, we didn't hear it. So we're going backwards, and we're thinking, how we could get off the boat if we're facing one way and the boat pulls in that way? Are they going to have to try to turn us around? What's the scoop? Well, then a guy came on partway across, and he said, it's a half-hour cross. Couldn't understand most of what he said, but that we were going to be turning around, and that we'd be going into Bainbridge. Well, at some point, we did turn around because we pulled into Bainbridge Island, and we were facing the right way. A wild experience, just sitting there going around and then riding backwards. Now, riding ferries isn't new to us because we commuted by ferry. Bob 16 years, me 13 years, so this was different. So finally got off the boat. We got home here at midnight, like I say. Lou was ecstatic. She hadn't had her mommy and daddy all week. She spent the whole night with us in the bed, on the bed, not in it, but on the bed. Around 5 this morning, she's up, coming around, wanting to, touch our faces. We both just lay there, pretending we're asleep, because if you say anything, she's going to keep it up. We weren't ready to get up yet. God, Of course, I wear a CPAP, so I'm just laying there with this mask thing on. And I didn't dare, say anything to Bob and vice versa. So we're trying to get back to normal today. Just kind of taking it easy. I had, a couple of giveaway videos to do and this one to do. And when I'm done here, we're gonna go up there. I'm gonna watch some of the videos I had saved while we're gone all week that we both like to watch together. So this is getting close to the time to take this off. And it smells so good. But all in all, like I said, we had a great trip. I'm glad it's over with. Now I get to look forward to our trip in mid-July. That's going to be a longer one. That's going to really be a tiring one. I mean, if I think I'm worn out and tired from this one, that was just a week long. The neighbor. Anyway, I got home. After we went to bed, I thought, I should look on the porch because we're coming through the garage to see if there's any packages out there. I looked out there were like 12 packages. The mail person had we thought they were bringing them Monday. They had brought them all yesterday and had everything piled in the porch, so I was glad I looked out. Dragged those all in. So, there'll be a lot of videos coming up. I want to get that one done at that Lazy 5 ranch or farm, whatever it was. Those hysterical animals. So watch for that. And so getting a bunch of different things. I'm starting to gradually branch away from doing so many beauty boxes because I don't need this stuff now. I've got tons of it here. I've given tons of it away. And those of you who do videos know what I mean. We're all kind of starting to go more into lifestyle and that kind of stuff. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention. Those of you who know me know I very rarely read because it's hard for me to see. But when I fly, I do. I read this book. Well, I've got a little bit to go. I've got this much to go. So I read almost the whole thing on the plane. So I will be doing a video on that. It's called The Sanatorium. Very good. So I guess that's it. Let me put you on hold while I take a picture of my hands. That's if I can get the button to push. Let's see. Okay, slide these guys off. Oh my God. It smells so good. I wish I had some banana flavor to eat. I had some bananas in the refrigerator. I put them in the fridge because I heard they last longer. They don't last like a week and a half. They were totally black, brown, whatever you want to call them, and real mushy inside. I like to eat them almost green, so that just didn't go over. Put it on here. Okay. All right. Well, it's great to be back home. Like I say, I get to start getting ready for my other trip because I'll take the whole month and a half to do it. Let's put this back in my empties. So, the routine. Comment, share, like, and subscribe. And I hope you all had a good week while I was gone. And I hope you got a good week coming up. I hope you had a good Memorial weekend. We did. So I love you all.